I suppose the women's hormones are not very well understood, and if they are, they're taken out of context. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about osteoporosis, osteopenia, and osteoporosis. And the reason that I have chosen to talk about hormones is the fact that I myself suffered since I was 13 until I was 40, nearly 40, with severe hormonal problems. I mean severe. So I greatly appreciate all the knowledge that I learned from Dr. John Lee and also from Cheryl Selman. I would be forever indebted. And of course, for the products that we have that are now helping to build our bones. Because everything that I used to use before, when I had all the problems, I had, acne, I had painful periods, I had breast cysts, twice I had 2 operations. I had severe endometriosis. My heart goes out to people. I saw on the news last night the amount of women that are waiting for operations for endometriosis. And I suppose when I heard Dr. Cheryl Selman talking, and when I read the book on John Lee and talked about the importance of the power of progesterone, I was so thankful because I was able to get my health back on track, and I was able to look to the future and look to, my older age. As I got older, I was able to look to the future with confidence and the reassurance that I was not going to be having to suffer further consequences of hormonal disturbances and sickness. Now, I'm not an expert on hormones. I'm just somebody who is, I suppose I have a very personal interest, and that's the main reason I became passionate and looked into it a little bit deeper than possibly I would have ordinarily. And one of the things that I learned, I'm just going to explain something that might make sense to some people. If people are using HRT from the doctor, that's fine. It's fine. We're not worried about that. They continue if they're happy. What we're looking for is we're looking for women who are looking for answers, real answers, that are looking for scientific support. We have a scientist with us, that everything that comes to us comes through him, and it is guaranteed that whoever the information is coming from, it is backed by proven science. So with that confidence, I'll talk a little bit about osteopenia and osteoporosis. Osteopenia is when the diet of a woman is deficient in nutrients. It also can be caused by an overload of toxins going into the body that disturbs the hormones. Or it can be caused by severe stress, which changes the ability of the body to absorb nutrients properly. So these 3 things, if we address these 3 things, we have a very good foundation and a very good knowledge of our hormones. So to look at hormones, or to look at the bones, yes, our bones need, we have the Spectromax, amazing, absolutely amazing. But as well, people often say you'd go to the doctor, you go to somebody and say, oh, you have osteopenia or osteoporosis. They do a test and you better go and take calcium. You see, the thing about it is calcium is great and it is necessary in the bone, but it is only one of the minerals that the bone needs, because calcium is like chalk. It's a soft mineral. So if you want strong bones, you're not going to build it on soft material. You need the strong stuff, and that's what we get when we take our Spectromax. There's about 90 minerals and vitamins in there, antioxidants. These things are necessary, so we can't single out one mineral and say that is going to do the job. The other thing that we need as well is with the mineral, because that's what you find is the matrix. It's like baking a cake. You're not going to bake a cake and say, oh, I have flour, I'll bake the cake. No, you need to put in the other ingredients, and depending on the cake you're making, depends on the ingredients you put in. But you also, when you're building bones, especially building the foundation of the bones, you need a lot of minerals and nutrients, and that's our Spectromax. But the other thing that we need, as far as our hormones are concerned, we need progesterone. Progesterone, as I said, I think before, it's the master hormone in the brain. Virtually, I would say every function that the body makes in order to be healthy needs progesterone. And progesterone is made from fat. And the fat that we take the omegas. And the reason that we take the omega-3s is because it's, it helps the body to manufacture progesterone. And it's needed for so many other functions in the body. So the reason that we can't put the oil into the minerals is because it's an oil and this is a liquid, and if they wouldn't mix very well together. So that's why we have them separate. But estrogen and progesterone they're very important, and we have to have them balanced, because estrogen breaks down the bone, and progesterone builds the bone. And this is something that what we call balancing our hormones. And this happens every month. This balancing act goes on. Now, when a woman is in what I call her third stage after the menopause, the production of hormones changes. So that means that a woman doesn't need to produce or anything for the reproductive system in order to have a period or that cycle. That's been and gone. That was the second stage. Now the woman needs progesterone and minerals because she wants to go into the third stage of her life strong and healthy and live her life healthy. So when we look at a cell, in the blood we have cells, but also in the bones are made up of cells. And if we look at the bone cell, it's a bit like that. There's zillions of them. And the bones, it takes about 3 months for the blood to be regenerated. It takes much longer for the bones, but nevertheless, we need strong, healthy bones. And so if the body does not have minerals in it, what we will see is, when we go in, we will see an empty, this cell will be empty. There's not enough minerals in there. And also, if there isn't enough progesterone, then the bone will be weak. So we don't want that kind of porous bones in our osteoporosis. That's why it's called osteoporosis, porous. But if there is osteoporosis or osteopenia starts about 10-20 years before osteoporosis. But if there is osteoporosis, the cell, if a woman is standing up, that cell will not break. She's standing on it. It will not break. It'll be strong. But if the woman falls down and hits off those cells, then what happens is it cracks. And if it cracks, there's nothing in the body for the bone to reset itself as strong as it was when it had progesterone and it had minerals and vitamins in it. So here we have a cell, and this cell has minerals in it, and it also has the omegas, the progesterone in it, and now that cell is healthy. It's the way it should be. So we can stand on it as much as we like. And even if the woman falls down and hits off the side of it, yeah, it might crack. But we know that if the minerals are in the body, the bone will heal itself. So it's not about the bone falling down and having a crack. It's about the ability of the body to heal the fracture or the break in the bone. And of course, if the bone is strong, when a woman falls down, she will not break anything. And that is just osteoporosis and osteopenia and osteoporosis. So it's my simple way of explaining it. Best I can do.